Viewer discretion is advised.
Ole, 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 ole. Happy fuck the Cubs day. Shit is fucked up and stuff. Shit is fucked up and stuff. Every fucking time.
Good morning, Flo.
Okay, guys, so it is your right to film law enforcement in the United States. Always film the police. So, Mass Accountability was doing a First Amendment audit, and I guess this guard didn't like it. So, they called the police for a man exercising his rights in public. See, here's the problem. When you're out here exercising your rights, the cops don't like it. They don't like it. So what they do is they try to make you leave. But this man stands his ground, exercises his rights to the best of his abilities, and shows them who is boss. And that's what's really important. So always film the police. It is your right to do so. All original links are in the description. Check out Corn Season Productions, and also check out my link tree. I will put the link to that stuff in the description.
I have to tell you, you guys can't be taking photographs of the plant.
Is this a public road?
This is a public road.
All right, so we can take pictures from the road.
No, not this road.
Yes.
Listen to me. I know I'm probably on YouTube and all that.
You will be. Are we being detained? For what crime?
Supervise coming down and explain to you.
What crime have we committed?
Taking photographs of a national security problem.
From public, sir.
Do you guys want to give your information?
No, absolutely not.
You can wait.
If you're from the Boston area, you know exactly where we are. The famous gas tank. Good, yeah, no trespassing sign. We're at the National Grid in Quincy. If you're not from this area, this is a public dog park in its own island. Victory Park.
There's nothing wrong with exercising your rights in public. Exercising your rights in public should be a fun activity that every American does. It should be something that you wake up in the morning and say, hey, do you want to go do a First Amendment audit? Like, that's how it should be. It shouldn't be, oh, I'm going to go do an audit and worry about going to a place that I don't want to go to. You know what I mean? So this is why it's always important to film law enforcement, because the more you do it, the more it becomes a casual thing. And then guess what? It becomes the new norm. And that's what's important. Exercising your rights in public. Get back to the video and enjoy.
This property is protected by electronic surveillance. What's that? Is this a public road? Is this a public road? It's a private road? It's not marked though. It's not marked as private. Where's the no trespassing signs on the road, sir?
Public officials and private officials lie about the property lines all the time. This is why you got to do your research and know your rights. I hope you guys are enjoying the video this far. Get back to it now.
See how we didn't want to answer the question first and he lied? Oh, here we go. That was quick. How you doing?
I have to tell you, you guys can't be taking photographs of the plant.
Is this a public road?
This is a public road.
All right, so we can take pictures from the road.
No, not this road.
Yes.
Listen to me. I know I'm probably on YouTube and all that.
You will be.
But listen to this. If you want to take pictures of the tank, I don't have a problem with that. Make sure you take this out.
Make sure what?
Make sure you take me saying this out, because I'm not supposed to tell you this.
Oh no, I'm gonna post everything you say.
Okay, guys. If you want to take pictures of the plant, you can do it from the main road, not from this road.
This road is public, you said, right?
Partially.
It's either public or private,
I'm
sir.
not sure. I'm just
All
telling.
right, so we're gonna stay filming.
Just
You- exactly.
Control.
This is public, right?
Go ahead. Call the state police, please.
Oh, state police, huh? Are we breaking the law?
Yes, you are.
You think-
can't take pictures of
If this is public, we can, sir.
You can take pictures from here.
If this is,
The plant.
yes, you can. If I'm standing in public, I can take pictures of anything I can see in public, sir.
Dude,
Sir,
I'm
you approach us, man.
It's not allowed.
It is.
I'm just doing my job, God.
Bro, that's the worst thing you can say.
Just doing my job.
You need to know your laws before you try to do your job.
This is my job.
Dude.
I gotta tell people not to take photos.
I know, but you're not.
I'm not the first one.
That's a policy. That's not a law, bro.
Yeah, but that's not my policy. I'm just explaining.
The law matters out here, bro. You only matter inside that fence.
Once you come over here,
We're checking out the yacht club too, sir. This is a public road. You can't tell us not to do this. Huh? Yeah.
Always film the police because it is your First Amendment right to do so. Hope you guys are enjoying the video.
I don't see anything that says private property.
Have some olive oil before your bed, and your sleeping partner will love you for it. It's just
911? Bro, we'll file a false police report on you, man. You're gonna call 911? Wow, you're a tough guy. You're a tough guy, huh? We're on a public road, right? We're on a public road? We're on a public road?
My point is,
We're on a public road?
you're mistaken bacon.
We're on a public road? Yeah. Sure do. Sure do. That's good, man. Then you should know the rights and laws then. You should know the rights and laws if you watch my videos. If you watch my videos, you should know I'm well within my rights to do this. You're trying to violate my rights right now, bro. 911. What's my channel if you watch my stuff? What's my channel? Yeah. I know.
There's a couple of other ones. I don't know them by name.
I know. That's a good one. I like that one. Audit to Audit. That's a good channel. That's why you should know, man. If you watch them, you should know. I'm disappointed, man.
It's not all that simple, guys.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Too bad. I'm disappointed in me, too. I'm disappointed in you.
There you go. You were disappointed in you.
I'm disappointed in you.
Disappointed in you. You calling 911?
Here's the thing when it comes to exercising your rights in public. They claim that they watch First Amendment auditors, but yet they still call the cops. Why? I tell you why. Because it's an ego thing. If they can't have it their way, no one can. And the unfortunate part is the way they act could ruin you. All they got to do is lie on a report and say you did something you didn't do. And you end up going to a place you don't want to go to. They take you somewhere or you don't consent to going. And guess what? It's horrible.
How you doing? Good.
got a call for this.
Yeah, I heard they said they were going to call 911 on us.
What's the problem?
You can ask them.
Somebody looking to speak to?
Well, security's over there. He's one of the people that called, I think. So.
No, I'm just asking, like, what do you...
Oh, can I get your name and badge number real quick?
Officer Barnes, 1950.
Thank you.
Take a picture of it.
Thank you. Can I get yours too? Malone 5174. Okay, thank you. No, they just called because we were here taking pictures.
Yeah, the main reason is it's a gas tank, so it's a big priority. That's why
Are we breaking the law?
Are we breaking the law? Why didn't he answer our question? Are we breaking the law?
I'm telling you what we were called to.
Yeah, no, I'm asking why he
you're
didn't answer the
mistaken
question. Are we breaking the law?
Are we breaking the law? Standing right here? No.
Okay, awesome.
What about standing down there? Is that breaking the law? I don't know where they're cut off from there. Are you standing?
Yeah, there's no marking, so it really is open to public until they ask us to leave. If that happens, we came down to the dog park first, and we're taking pictures of the airplanes. And
Have some olive oil before your bed, and your sleeping partner will love you for it. There's just one problem. There's a good chance you've never.
And we decided to get a little closer to the water. How are you? Can you get your name and badge number? Always like that. You can't get our names. You can't get our information. You'll be breaking our Fourth Amendment right. You'll break your qualified immunity. You don't want to do that. Well, you just said yes to him.
You're
so-
mistaken bacon.
Yeah, we're on public property taking pictures. That's a First Amendment protected activity.
Well, look at no trespassing sign.
On the fence. That means beyond the fence, correct? Right?
You can ask me more questions when we get my lawyer down here. Within your right to do that.
We're not answering any more questions. We can only answer the same question so many times.
You can't ask me any questions after that. What was it? And I already invoked. You can't ask me any more questions after.
Are we being detained right now?
No.
Are we?
We have a boss coming down. So you guys
Are we
can
being
stay.
detained?
Fine, until we find out more information.
Yes.
If you guys can stand right here until we
Are you? You're legally detaining us? Because I want to walk away. No, you can't. You're turning your back and walking away.
We're not being
Are we legally being detained right now, guys? Are we legally being detained?
We're not.
All right. Come on, we'll go this way. Here. Thank you. Are we being detained? For what crime?
What's
You guys coming down and explain to you.
What crime have we committed?
Taking photographs of a national security call.
From public, sir.
My point is,
Do you guys wanna give your
you're mistaken
information?
bacon.
No, absolutely not.
You can wait.
From public.
We're not committing a crime.
That was up.
Why are you detaining us?
You guys coming down, talking to you.
You're detaining us,
You're
though.
the one who
They said
decided
for 45
to
minutes
detain
you guys have been down here.
45 minutes? That's bullshit.
We
That's
can
what
be
they
out
said.
here all
That's
day if
bullshit.
we want to.
Yep, not taking photographs.
Yes, we can.
Absolutely.
It's public property we're standing from, sir.
Alright, we're not doing anything else.
Wow, this is insane.
What's his name?
No. His name. What's your name, sir? What is it? Oh, Leary. Badge number, please. 5 what? 5128. This is crazy. If you guys all violate our rights, you're all getting sued. This is insane. Illegal detainment. There's not even one sign that says "Do not take photography." You notice that? You guys notice it? You get that look of I don't want to answer your questions. I think I'm gonna go live. Should I go live?
When you're reaching your clear phone.
So he's lying on a police report. That means. Oh man. I'm only sitting like this, like I'm getting a little lightheaded because you guys got my anxiety like through the roof right now. No, not at all. I just want to let you guys know I'm doing this because it's because of you guys.
Let us know when we're free to leave.
Yeah, please.
Guys, we'll just contact. We'll be over. You don't want an ambulance. You're feeling like
No, I don't want an ambulance. I didn't say I was feeling lightheaded. I just said I'm doing this because my anxiety's going up. I didn't say I was feeling lightheaded. Oh man. No. How you doing, sir?
How are you?
Good.
I get your name, please.
I'm sorry?
Say your name, please.
I am Sergeant Best from Boston Police Department. May I have your name?
Thank
No,
you.
you may not. Are we free to leave?
Yes, sure. For you.
Awesome.
Nice
Thank
day.
you.
Have a great time.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. No, let's go that way. Let's go this way. Come on. Let's go this way. That sergeant is very, very, very professional. That was an amazing job by the sergeant. I want you guys, if you're watching this video, to put in, whether it's through email or calls, how excellent of a job that sergeant just did. That was amazing.
There's a much bigger threat to the men in blue. That's him! Kill the bastard with the video camera! Get him!
Hey guys, it's the 26th of February, 2023. I'm in Whatcom County, city of Blaine in Washington State. I am actually going to go do a 1A, 2A audit here at the Border Patrol station at the border crossing at US Freeway 5. So we're heading over there right now. We're going to check it out, make sure they respect our liberties to record and photograph in public, and that's what we're doing. So I'll see you guys over there.
Hey everyone, I am Free. I'm reporting on a very important and unusual First Amendment case today. It's about an arbitration agreement between two journalists, Ray Askins and Christopher Ramirez, against the Department of Homeland Security for violations of their First Amendment liberties as press. I went to Blaine, Washington, the Customs and Border Patrol border area in February of 2023, checking on compliance with the Askins agreement brokered at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. First, some backstory from Hold CBP Accountable and the ACLU, the representative law firm, links in the description below, about what led to this agreement though. This case is about preserving the fundamental First Amendment right to photograph and monitor publicly visible law enforcement activity and challenging CBP's abusive behavior towards those who seek to exercise this right at or near ports of entry. Ray Askins is a U.S. citizen and an environmental activist. While standing on a public street in Calexico, inside the United States, he took photographs of the exterior of the Calexico port of entry building to illustrate a presentation he planned to give on vehicle emissions at ports of entry. Christian Ramirez is a U.S. citizen and a human rights activist who, while standing at the U.S. side of the border, photographed male CBP officers improperly frisking female travelers at the San Isidro port of entry. When they took their photographs, both Mr. Askins and Mr. Ramirez were on the United States side of the border in areas open to the public. The matters they photographed were publicly visible. In both cases, CBP officers detained, harassed, and threatened them, temporarily confiscated their cameras, and deleted their photographs. CBP officers also physically abused Mr. Askin. This case seeks to prevent CBP from interfering with or otherwise suppressing the public's lawful recording of federal public activities. In September 2013, the district court denied in part and granted in part the government's motion to dismiss. The government then filed a motion for clarification of the court's order on the motion to dismiss. In April 2014, the district court granted in part and denied in part the government's motion. In this order, the district court reaffirmed its First Amendment analysis in its September 2013 order on the government's motion to dismiss. The court, however, ordered the parties to submit supplemental briefs relating to plaintiffs' Fourth Amendment claims. The parties filed supplemental briefs in late spring 2014. In January 2015, the district court issued another order granting the government's motion in part. This order addressed plaintiffs' Fourth Amendment claims and invited plaintiffs to file an amended complaint. Plaintiffs did so. Once more, the government moved to dismiss and plaintiffs opposed. In March 2016, the district court dismissed plaintiffs' First Amendment complaint. Plaintiffs appealed to the Ninth Circuit. They filed their opening brief on September 26, 2016. The Cato Institute and the Reporters Committee for Freedom of the Press filed amicus briefs in support of plaintiffs' appellants. Appellate briefing was confirmed in 2017. In February 2018, the Ninth Circuit heard oral argument on plaintiffs' appeal to Cal's dismissal of the First Amended complaint. On August 14, 2018, the Ninth Circuit issued its opinion and reversed the district court's ruling, ordering the case to be remanded for discovery. The government filed an answer on March 8, 2019, and the parties spent several months in active discovery. In September 2020, a final settlement was entered and the case was dismissed. Now, I've reached out to the ACLU, and they may be interested in my having captured footage of what I believe to be a violation of the Askins Agreement. I'd like to see what you all think about that. Comment below. Thanks for watching.
What?
Border Patrol?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I just don't see open carry too much in the park. So, that's okay. I work here.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just don't see it too much, so I thought I'd ask.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Have a good day. Take care. As we're at the border crossing into the United States, so we're still in the United States property, is February 26, 2023. Just gonna see if the Border Patrol respects our liberties to record and photograph in public. Good, what's up? What?
Just stay right up there and everything. So you just take pictures and recording and everything like that. This is a public area, no problem.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So you can just stay up there. So I'm okay with you doing that.
Okay. Well, I can be down on the sidewalk too.
Yeah, so that's fine for you to be over here and everything like that.
Sure. Cool.
So good weather. So you ready for the snow coming up today?
Well, it's been cold with the literally, what was it, 2 days ago? They had gale force winds. I mean, wow, that was cold. I was not expecting it to be effectively, 3-4 below zero. That was not pleasant.
Yeah, so probably like at 4 o'clock is going to start and everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm, not used to the weather this far up north, so I had to try to weatherize myself a little bit more. So, I mean, I was told it's actually, all things considered, somewhat decent this time of the year up here, like kind of, low 40s, that kind of thing. So
yeah, it's usually like that. So it hasn't snowed probably like in a month and a half or so. It hasn't snowed.
Oh, okay.
It's been pretty mild.
That's good.
So where are you from?
Oh, just south of here, just a little warmer. So that's about it. Yeah, just checking it out. So,
Yeah, just talking to him and everything like that. So he said,
Good place for pictures.
yeah, it's beautiful out here.
yeah, look at this site out here. Usually we're a lot busier today, but I think the weather probably kept a lot of people away.
Really?
Yeah, usually we're really. Yeah, how was
Come
it
on,
last
the
weekend?
Canadians got to be more used to this kind of weather than us. I mean, they're coming from further north.
Yeah, so I guess the snow kind of scares people away. Last weekend we were about,
now I think you're just trash talking the Canadians. It's all snow up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
As soon as you cross the border, it's like 3 feet of snow.
All right, sir, you take it easy.
All right, yeah, you
Talking
too.
to you.
All right, take care now. Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
When Canadians come this way, like, what's the process? What do they do? How do they get through here? Do they go right there?
Well, a couple things first is, are you going to be crossing? Are you coming from Canada now?
No, I'm an American.
Okay. If you're not crossing the border, then we can't have you hanging around on federal property carrying a firearm. Okay.
Why?
Well, it violates federal law. Yeah.
Have some olive oil before your bed, and your sleeping partner will love you for it. There's just one problem. There's a good chance you've never actually consumed fresh olive oil. In fact, there's an even chance the olive oil in your pantry isn't 100% pure olive oil. According to several investigative reports, including one done by 60 Minutes, you can't always believe what you see on oil labels at the store. That's why you may have never experienced the amazing benefits I just described. So right now, I'm going to show you how to find the right olive oil, the real stuff. Now, a really good olive oil is full of one specific thing that can give you more energy, stronger muscles, and help support a healthy heart. And it only takes a little bit to give you maximum effects. Of course, people in the Mediterranean drench everything they eat in olive oil. And this is exactly why their diet is so effective, despite all the lectins. Olive oil is the main source of fat in the Mediterranean diet, and it contains a super polyphenol called hydroxytyrosol, or as I like to call it, the fat fighter, because scientists believe it could be a key ingredient to a healthy lifestyle, an energetic and youthful body, and of course, a healthy weight. Well, through my research, I've discovered that there's one type of olive that ensures you get the maximum dose of the fat fighter. The olive trees growing in the Moroccan desert had incredibly elevated levels of the fat fighter. In all my travels and research, I've found these olives are one of the most potent sources of hydroxytyrosol on Earth. They have so much of this nutrient, you wouldn't need to drink a liter of olive oil a week. You could get the same benefits in a fraction of the oil. In fact, olive oil made from these trees are supercharged with 30 times the polyphenol content of regular olive oil. We immediately decided to collaborate with a local farmer, Othmain, whose polyphenol-rich olive grove has been in the family for generations. And alongside his family, we're finally able to provide you with a delicious, healthy olive oil. An olive oil that's revolutionary and unlike anything you'll see on your supermarket shelves. I proudly call it Gundry MD Polyphenol-Rich Olive Oil, a revolutionary new way to get your intake of olive oil. Robust, delicious, and amazingly potent. So I want to give you a special one-time offer so you can try this olive oil for yourself and experience the difference it can make in your health and your waistline. That's why today you can secure your supply of Gundry MD Polyphenol-Rich Olive Oil for just $34.95 per bottle. But I can only offer you this discount for a limited time because we can only fulfill limited quantities at a time. And this olive oil has been so popular, we're constantly in danger of going into back order.
So publicly accessible areas?
Yeah.
I understand.
I'm not going to go in there.
Okay, so if
like
you're
sidewalks and stuff like
so
that.
where are you planning on going?
I'm
now?
just gathering content for a story that I'm doing.
I understand. So how long would you like to stay and gather content for, you think?
I don't know. I mean, it really depends on the story. You know, you never know where it's going to take you.
So there's a few issues that can come out if you're hanging out here. Okay. Loitering and causing disturbances on the federal property could be a ticketable offense, right? Are you familiar with those sections of the law?
Oh, really? I'm super familiar with that. Loitering is only if you don't have a purpose.
Okay.
And as a journalist, I have a purpose.
Okay.
I mean, you're not obviously wanting to abridge my free press rights, so clearly.
Well, we have directives that we're supposed to follow to help
like the
with audio
DHS
recording.
memo from 2018.
Yeah, so you're familiar with all that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, have you come through here to film before?
No, first time.
Okay. What can I help you with then for
Nothing.
helping?
I don't need help. That was my only question. I just wanted to see like how the process works for Canadians and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just the same as for Americans. They present their identification. We do a cursory check. And a lot of times they're on their way here in just a matter of minutes.
Gotcha. Just ran up for some ice cream, come back and check ID kind of thing.
Multiple things, yeah.
Gotcha.
But just so you're aware, we can't have you filming any of the inspection area for the inspection process. Are you familiar with that?
Well, I mean,
we're worried about protecting personally identifiable information as part of it, right?
Yeah.
So, like you as a person crossing the border, you may not want your personal information made public, right?
Yeah, that's just that's more of like a feelings things for people. I mean,
well, the directives cover that though too. We're responsible.
Well, I'm not covering anything like that. So.
We're responsible for protecting their information though, too, right?
Sure, and obviously, I mean, I'm not getting into their personally identifiable information. So.
Okay, so what's your plan here now then?
Just continuing to gather content for a news story I'm working on.
Okay, so if I leave now, what's the plan?
Do like any other decent American does, just be a law-abiding citizen, not break any laws, just do what I do as a journalist.
Okay, so again, I just wanted to bring up loitering could be an issue if you're hanging out here unattended, right? Without purpose.
Is that you really want to go with that? Because
that's what I've been instructed to go with. So
yeah, loitering is only if you don't have a purpose. If you reread the statute, and there's a plethora of case law. If you go and look up on Lexis, the federal case law on loitering, pretty extensive.
But that's why I'm here, is trying to determine what your purpose is and then help you with that purpose so that you can move on.
Oh no, I'm actually pretty skilled as a journalist. Don't need any assistance with it. I mean, unless
Okay.
Are you a journalist yourself? Or?
I'm not.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So-
No, I'm good. I know how to do it.
Okay, so what's your plan from now on? You like
Well, I'm an investigative journalist. If I share my plan with you, it's going to potentially kind of ruin the story because the story involves you guys.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you be.
You gonna let me be?
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother you.
Cool.
I'm gonna let you be. But at some point, we're gonna need you to move along. You understand that, right?
Oh, so you're saying press? What is the time limit on the
Well,
press?
I'm gonna let you do your thing, but we'll come and talk to you again, I guess, if
Gotcha.
if it gets
So-
to that point.
I read that House bill that was going. I didn't realize the president signed it into law already.
For what?
For a time limit on being a journalist. I mean, usually the First Amendment says nothing on it, but I guess they just passed that federal statute that says you can only be a journalist for 2 hours near a CBP area. That's really rough.
Okay.
Here I thought I could be a journalist 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and turns out bald eagles only fly for 2 hours around here.
All right. So you're well aware then,
Well aware of what?
the statutes that I'm referring to with loitering and disturbances.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Loving.
Do you have a card? That
No,
can
I
take a look
don't.
at?
No.
Okay.
So is it Loving or Loving?
Loving, sir.
Loving.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So Loving, as I've said, I want to have an amicable situation here with you
Right.
guys. Loitering's really clear. You must have a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, like if you're just walking down the sidewalk and you're not gathering content for a story, if you're not being a journalist,
Right.
possibly, but that's a real gray area, even with federal case law that's been handled.
Right.
So the mountain you would have to climb to gain enough evidence to provide reasonable, articulatable suspicion that crime is occurring.
Right.
I mean, at that point, you might as well be the first climber of Mons Olympus on Mars and really climb a big mountain. That's a big
Have you been around the ports before then, and you've had these discussions?
Ports. Which ones?
I'm
Well,
just wondering
I've
if
been near ports all over the country.
All right. Have you had these discussions with CBP officials then in the past?
Oh, sure.
Okay. How did those encounters go?
Well, the ones down south tend to be a lot more militant.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gathering probably just because they run across a lot more crazy stuff on a daily basis. Not that that's an excuse, but I mean, we know what the southern border's like versus the northern border. I mean, you got a bunch of super polite Canadians and Americans coming back through. I doubt there's probably a whole bunch of crazy stuff that goes on here, unless there is that you'd like to share for
your story.
for my
Unfortunately,
story.
I can't.
Okay.
But yeah, things happen.
But yeah, loitering. I mean, I think we all know that there's no loitering going on here. First of all, I'm talking with you. Second of all, I could stand right there for 10 hours straight just filming and gathering content for a news story, and that's not loitering. In no way would that be loitering.
Okay.
You couldn't even write a children's fantasy book and call that loitering in a fantasy book.
Okay, so here on the federal, the other part of the thing that we're concerned about is the federal inspection site and you having a firearm. On federal property, you're
Sure.
not allowed to have a firearm,
That's not true.
which is why we would like
This
you
part, you absolutely can have a firearm.
which is why we would like you to either stay and film up away from our inspection site or continue into the US.
I am in the US.
Continue on your way into Blaine, the city of Blaine.
No, I understand what you're saying, Major, but the reality is this area right here is not an authorized personnel only area. Otherwise, you guys would have signs for that. This area doesn't prohibit firearms. Otherwise, you have signs for that would give the federal statute. I mean, we all know this. Come on. It's what it is. I mean, I get that you guys have concerns, and that's fine. I mean, so unless my firearm's going to turn into a levitating mass shooting on its own thing and just fly away and start taking everybody out, I mean, you have nothing to worry about.
So I just want to let you know that if you do proceed to just stay here and loiter, we will be issuing you a $50 ticket.
So you're going to say you're going to issue me a $50
Yeah,
loitering
and then
ticket?
you can fight it in the courts, but
Sure.
that's what's going to happen. So you can either wait up at the
So you're saying this is not a free press area?
Correct.
I cannot gather content for a news story.
Correct. Yeah.
What statute is that?
Under the.
It's not loitering. Loitering is an infraction.
Right now, sir, you're impeding me from my federal duties.
I'm not impeding you. Sure. Take a look.
Because I am not. You are impeding me from doing my job.
No, you're coming out here talking to me on your own. You don't have to. You can go back inside or do whatever you want.
Well, I'm just letting you know that this is what we will ticket you under if you do not
Forcibly assaults, resists, opposes, impedes, intimidates, or interferes with any person. How am I forcibly doing that?
You're not. You're impeding our inspection.
No, forcibly. Forcibly.
Because if you do not move along,
you do.
Yeah.
So you're saying if I just move about and can gather my content,
If you move your about into the city of Blaine or back to the turnaround,
and I can just go back and forth.
No. Just
So you're
not
saying
in
I'm
our area.
trespassing. You're trespassing me.
Not trespassing at this time.
Okay, then this is just getting really, really weird.
I'm gonna go call the chief.
All right.
Not understanding this.
It's just the loitering thing, man. Like,
It's not
if
loitering.
you have business here to conduct with CBP, we're more than happy to help.
I have business here to conduct about letting American citizens know how the Border Patrol checkpoint works.
Okay. Well, it's
why. I mean, there's nothing that tells me now. I'm all over, signage that says, "Hey, you can't like I can't." I'm sure you guys probably got something else around this area that has vehicles in it, right? Some fenced area. It says no trespassing, only authorized personnel, that kind of thing, right? People walk up and down this sidewalk all the time.
right.
Loitering, the statute says, without a purpose.
Okay. Well, the
My
truth of the
purpose
matter-
is protected by the First Amendment as a journalist.
Right. But the truth of the matter is that we've been advised that if you're not conducting CBP business, if there's not something we can help you with, then we need you.
Then
to
why
move
don't you guys put up some signage that says this is a no press area, this is not a First Amendment
This
area?
is why we're advising you, and we're not taking any action. We're trying to let you know, like,
My
hey,
point
man,
is,
you're more than welcome to
you're
come
mistaken
and
bacon.
film our operation, but we want you staying in the state park area or within the city. But in our federal inspection area, you can't just loiter about taking video the entire day. Like, that's just not how it works. So because maybe perhaps the
That
lack
makes
of
no
signage.
sense. So this is a no press zone, is what you're telling me on camera. You're telling me this is a no journalist, no press zone.
We do allow press, but there's also a vetting process.
Oh,
that
no.
CBP is.
Let me ask you this. Pop quiz. Give you $1,000 if you can tell me who does this. Straight up, I'll give you $1,000. Which government agency at any level, federal, state, county, city level, gives press credentials? Who gives those press credentials?
I don't think anyone gives.
No one. There's no agency
federal-
that does it.
Right.
So when you're saying we vet you, what you're saying is you're discriminating against me. Maybe because I'm white. Maybe because
there's an
I'm.
office that does the.
No, that's your office.
Right.
You guys don't get to decide who's press and who is. That's absurd.
Right. But
the First Amendment didn't say some people who are black, white, Hispanic,
that's-
6 foot. I
that's
mean, you're
not the
going down the
point.
path of discrimination right now.
The point that I'm trying to make is that CBP is trying to protect other people's private information.
Oh, but you're not willing to protect my rights. So what
we
you hear is
we haven't asked for any of your information.
My point is
Absolutely,
you're
but you
mistaken
shouldn't.
bacon.
Nothing nefarious is happening.
Just like you wouldn't want somebody to publish your private information.
It's
on
not
a video.
It's not private and public, man.
But this area is
this is
a
not
restricted
private.
area over here. The art inspection
Absolutely,
area.
it's not
Right.
private. But it's not a private area. Otherwise, you guys would literally. I'll tell you what. There's a U.S. code. It's called 18 United States Code, Section 795. You know what that says?
Tell me.
It says if you put up a sign that says no photography, I literally can't even stand over there. Let's say near the piece of art, right?
You're right.
And it says I can't even draw. I can't even make a drawing of what's going on. If I'm over there with my little Vincent Van Gogh book and I'm going to town and this is what it looks like over at CBP, you could arrest me on that.
Right.
You don't have an 18 USC 795 sign. So how does that work?
Okay. Well,
so that's the other question I have for you. Well, I guess you're both majors, so you guys must promote quick around here. Everybody's a major. So
just the two of us today.
Okay. If you guys had a sign anywhere around here that was from Title 18 of the United States Code, Section 795, which is I'm just telling the other mate, I know it sounds like you're familiar with it. You can't photo, you can't even draw, nothing. You can't replicate in any way whatsoever anything. That is the only statute on the books, the only one that prohibits any sort of replication by video, photograph, drawing, anything of a controlled area. There is no 18 USC 795 sign right here. Now, I mean, if you guys are going to ticket me, you're going to ticket me. But the problem is it's just going to come down on you guys because you guys are admitting, I mean, you're saying, Loving,
There
You're
is
familiar
signage
with that
posted.
statute?
There is signage posted.
Where?
It's not here readily viewable right here.
Isn't that kind of the problem then on a
I'm
public
not-
sidewalk?
But that's not really for
Holy
us.
crap,
to-
you're the chief?
Yeah.
Okay, I was not totally looking at anyone's like rank right around this area, so you just came across as like the nicest guy in the universe. So
He pretty much is.
Okay, so I'm definitely trying to be nice and everything
Yeah.
like that, but this, okay, here it's considered our pre-primary area, so we do operations over here.
Sure.
Plus, we have pedestrians that come in here,
yeah,
and stuff like that. So we do inspections over here. So
Yeah.
this is considered a federal inspection area. So now you have a firearm on you over there and everything
Yeah.
like that. No, this is a federal inspection area.
Then
so
how
now
come you
you're
guys don't-
violating the law.
So how come you guys don't have signage? Like I was telling Loving here, 18 USC 795 is really clear as far as, you know, taking photos, video, even drawing replications of an area. You guys don't have that. You have nothing that says no loitering. The statute and the federal codes for loitering says if you don't have a purpose. So if I have a purpose, which is the very first liberty that we all have, literally the first one, even before carrying a firearm, it says you can, as press, as a journalist, go do your press thing. Now, if this was a prohibited area, if I saw a sign that said authorized person only, I would not go past that area.
Okay, but I'm a federal officer right now, so
Sure.
I'm the chief of the facility. So right
Yeah.
now, okay, I explained the boundary to you. Right, so I'm telling you right now. So now you have a firearm
Mhm.
and stuff. Right, so I'm going to kindly ask you to leave. Now, if you
So you're
don't,
trespassing. You
No,
can
so
do that.
there's
It's a federal law. Are you trespassing me?
No, I'm not trespassing you. Well, I mean, so I'm telling you to leave right now.
Okay,
right?
so that's a trespass warning. Look, I'm just all I want to do is I want to, as a journalist, gather content for a story that says this is how. It
My
works
point is
at the
you're
border
mistaken
patrol
bacon.
process, right? That's all it is. I have no nefarious intent. I wish no one ill will. I don't want to hurt anyone. I'm not going to hurt anyone. We're actually having a very pleasant conversation. I don't understand what's going on here, but it sounds like you're saying I'm not allowed to be here, right?
Correct. So I'm informing you that you're not allowed to. I mean, like, say if you're coming over here, you know, and you film for a couple of seconds and everything like that.
So where's the break point?
Okay, for my area and everything like that. So we do operations all the way up to the limit line. Up the limit line.
Where's the limit line?
So the limit line is probably where that do not enter sign is over there.
That red one? But I was on the grass, and you literally came to me earlier and said I was fine to be up there.
No, but we don't have pedestrians walking on the grass. We have pedestrians.
So this isn't a public sidewalk. How is anyone supposed to know this? I mean, this is in fact part of the story.
Okay, but I'm telling you right now, sir.
Okay, but I understand that. Here, why don't you walk with me for a minute?
Oh no, because I got to, you know, because I'm doing my job right now. So now you're impeding my job, and so because we got people crossing over
Major
here.
Loving just showed me the statute, and the impedance says forcibly. I have to be forcibly doing, and obviously I'm not forcing you guys to do anything.
Okay, on that, so you have that in your hand right now, right? So
Yeah. You want me to back up?
thank you.
All right, sure. Yeah. So look, if you're gonna impede my rights as a journalist to gather content on federal property that I'm allowed to be on by making up a barrier that nothing in statute enforces, and you're threatening me with arrest or citation or some sort of consequence, I'll go over there. But Colonel, I think you and I both know that that's not the case. You're just writing a fantasy novel right now.
I'm not writing a fantasy novel.
So are you? So are you basically going to say there's going to be consequences? You're going to cite me, or you're going to arrest me if I don't leave?
Oh yes.
Man, why are you guys doing this? All right, I'll walk over there. Do you have a business card or something?
Oh yeah. So you can go ahead and have my name.
That's it. You don't have a business card? Okay.
I know. So I don't have
Catano, Atul, Loving.
Yes, sir.
Why do you guys behave like this? It's
I'm not
really
behaving anyway. So we're just.
you're really acting. You're acting foolish. You're acting insulting. You're acting hostile. Not like in a forcible way, but I mean, you just. What's the whole point of this? You're putting on all the badge, you're putting on all this sort of stuff to defend American liberties, defend our country, and then you crap on us like this. What's up with the press? That's fine. You already threatened me with arrest. You threatened me with citation. I'll go over there, but you guys just really need to pull it in. Wow, threaten me with arrest. Threatening the press with arrest. Look at that. Unbelievable. 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 That's all right. You got to have a round one out of a couple rounds sometimes before you can really get that fixed. Threatened me with arrest and or citation. That is weird. That guy that came out was, I don't know. He seemed really nervous. That was the first guy I encountered. Seemed really nervous. It honestly shocks me that he's like the commander or whatever of the Border Patrol station there. So that's really ridiculous. We're going to just have to file a complaint and find a way to deal with that situation, because that's absurd. Well, guys, after being threatened with arrest and a citation, then I decided to leave so that I can file a complaint and see about getting those guys tore up over that. That's really all you could do in that situation. There's a recent case, which was definitely something that was weighing on me as I thought about it. It's Askins versus the Department of Homeland Security. It's, if I remember correctly, it was a case that came out, or it was a situation that occurred in 2018 and here in Blaine, Washington. Or I'm sorry. No, I apologize. Let me correct that. It's Buell versus Egbert. The DHS U.S. Customs Border Patrol agent Egbert went to an inn called the Smuggler's Inn. Did not have a warrant. Did not have anything like that. Ended up smacking the guy, knocking him down in his own building on his own private property, because he saw, if I remember correctly, a man who appeared to have Turkish ancestry or appearances, and ended up just completely violating this guy's rights. So after that occurred, he ended up filing a civil tort. And in that civil tort, he ended up going through the entire appellate process. And in that appellate process, ended up going
the canine we reported on just a few days ago, who unlawfully was told to attack an unarmed individual. Well, we have an update. Let me remind you of the video. Here it is.
Come to me! You don't want bit! On the ground, you're gonna get bit. Come to me, man! I ain't gonna listen
Do not let them, don't release the dog. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Don't. Do not. Get the dog off of it. Get the dog off of it. Get the dog. Get out the dog. Get the cab. Get the cab. Get the cab. Get the dog off. Get your dog. Get it out.
Put up the picture. An investigation has now been launched into why a Circleville, Ohio police canine was deployed to attack a semi-truck driver, 23-year-old Jadarius Rose, who was complying with orders. He was on his knees with his hands in the air. You do not have a more defenseless pose than that. A police trooper can be heard in the video repeatedly yelling, "Do not release the dog with his hands up." The dog, however, was let loose and attacked Mr. Rose, grabbing his arm as he screamed, "Get it off." Officers rushed to pull the dog off of Mr. Rose. I want to say this about the troopers. There are two jurisdictions involved. The troopers are the ones saying, "Don't release the dog with his hands up." Okay? These other guys are coming because initially there was a call for backup, but they canceled that call. They no longer needed any backup whatsoever. The man was out of the truck. The man was complying. The man was being lawful. No need. They pull up any damn way. Not only do they pull up, they get out of their vehicles. They bring the K9. And the officer who had command, meaning the man yelling, "Don't release the dog with his hands up." The man who had command was directly disobeyed by the other cop. Put it up, full mass. The Circleville PD said the city's use of force review board is now conducting an investigation. The highway police had initially identified the K9 officer as Circleville officer R. Speakman. Circleville officers or officials would not say if Speakman has or will be placed on leave during the investigation. Body cam of Rose's arrest was not released to the public until Friday, July 21st. But the footage had been obtained by local outlet, the Valley Guardian, prior, and showed the K9 initially being held back by Speakman. All right, let's put up the screenshot. Troopers were still yelling, "Get on the ground or you're going to get bit." All right. This July 4th encounter unfolded after Rose allegedly led officers from several law enforcement agencies on a highway chase. It remained unclear Sunday why Rose did not immediately pull over when troopers initially ordered him to. Let me give you background on the incident report. The incident began at about 9:30 a.m. according to the report on July 4th as troopers from the State Highway Police Department's Motor Carrier Enforcement Inspector Unit attempted to pull Rose over on westbound US Route 35 for what they described as an alleged traffic defect violation. Rose's vehicle was missing a mud flap. That's what that was, according to an initial incident report released by the State Highway Police. Rose allegedly refused to pull over and led troopers on a chase through 2 counties. "I activated my marked patrol vehicle light, bar, and siren, but the suspect failed to stop. I drove in the left lane and along the left side of the vehicle in an attempt to get the driver's attention. The driver would not make eye contact and did not acknowledge me. the trooper wrote in the report. As the chase shifted onto U.S. Route 23, the big rig forced a trooper to swerve off the right side of the road to avoid contact, according to the report. Troopers placed stop sticks or spike strips on the roadway ahead of the chase and blew out the tires, forcing him to pull over on Route 23 in Pickaway County and surrender. Let me give you the arrest details. Rose was taken into custody and troopers immediately performed first aid on him. They waited for paramedics to arrive, according to the statement. Rose was treated at a hospital and released into custody of the State Highway Police. He was booked at the Ross County Jail on charges of failure to comply, a 4th-degree felony, according to online records. Rose has been released from the county jail. It is unclear if he has hired an attorney. Now, it really doesn't matter what the allegation is against Mr. Rose. It doesn't matter. At the time of the deployed K9, Mr. Rose was compliant, okay? Now, let's go to what he was actually charged with. He was charged with not complying to the traffic stop. He wasn't charged with having drugs inside of his vehicle. He wasn't charged because he had a felony warrant after his arrest or he had a gun and he was threatening to kill somebody. Once again, doesn't matter at the time of the attack, but to give you just insight into the full scenario, we don't know why Mr. Rose did not pull over. We do know he's innocent until proven guilty, and we also know that he did not deserve to be attacked by a K9 after it was clear to every officer involved, you do not deploy a K9 with hands up. And here's another dynamic. The person handling the K9, guess what they must receive before being able to handle a police K9? Training. They have to receive specialized K9 training, which means as the officer in command is yelling, don't deploy the dog with his hands up. The man who had control of the K9 was more than aware of what the rules were. All right, sharing thoughts.
It's appalling. And I do want to talk about him fleeing police because number one, I used to have this big boxy truck, Dr. Ritchie, and I would bump Tupac and Biggie. I could hear no one else but the greatest to ever do it. And I couldn't see anybody else. I was lost in the music. So I don't know if he saw him or not. But if he did, why wouldn't he flee? He had troopers in Ohio and an innocent dog after him. And you see what happened. I'm surprised they didn't use more force. Where were the hoses? Can we use creative license and get that footage in black and white? Because it looks definitely like a throwback. Do your job. The statute doesn't say unleash the dogs, maul this man, arrest him and move on.
You make a really, really interesting point because I've been in similar situations where I'm driving a large vehicle, I'm listening to music, and I don't notice some things happening around my car. It could be just that simple. He was listening to music. He did not know that anyone was chasing him. And then, because it never went to a high-speed chase, it never moved into a place of being a high-speed chase. Now, what if he does recognize it at a point and realizes, well, damn, he got 20 cops following him. He has no idea why. And all of a sudden he's in panic mode. See, these are perfectly understandable dynamics that could have happened. We do know that he had no reason to run from law enforcement based on their own report. There was nothing illegal in that car. There was nothing illegal about him. It was simply him not pulling over in time. All right, we will follow this story and update it as it develops.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.